Have you ever wondered what happens when wrestlers go off script and speak their minds? Find out in our top 10 countdown of wrestlers whose real promos were too shocking to be aired on WWE. From fiery rants to personal attacks, we're exposing the most explosive and controversial moments that were deemed too much for TV. You'll see the unfiltered opinions of the wrestling world's biggest stars and discover what really goes on behind the scenes. But before we continue, please like the video and subscribe to our channel for more updates. So let's get started. Number 10. Paige. The Divas Revolution was a storyline in WWE that featured three groups of female wrestlers, known as Team Bella, Team Bad, and Team PCB. Each team had 3 members, and they often competed against each other in 3-on-3 matches. However, this setup had some drawbacks. With so many wrestlers involved, it was hard for any one person to stand out and become a star. Fans were waiting for the teams to break up and for the wrestlers to start competing individually. Finally, Paige took the initiative and delivered a scathing promo that broke up Team PCB. In her promo, she made some personal and cutting remarks, including a suggestion that Nikki and Brie Bella had used their relationships to get ahead in the division. This was a bold move, and it marked a turning point in the storyline. Number 9. The Miz. In 2016, something unexpected happened on a WWE Network post-show after SmackDown ended. The Miz and Daniel Bryan had a heated exchange that was more exciting than the actual TV show. Daniel Bryan, who had to retire from wrestling due to his high-risk style, criticized The Miz for not taking enough risks in the ring. The Miz got very defensive and angry, and he lashed out at Bryan in a way that was unusual for him. While most people thought the segment was planned, but Daniel Bryan recently revealed that it wasn't entirely scripted. He said that The Miz knew exactly which buttons to press to get under his skin, and that the comments about being a coward for not wrestling independently really hit a nerve. This moment showed that even in a staged environment, emotions can run high and things can get real. Number 8. Cesaro. When WWE does their draft, it can be tough on the wrestlers. It shows them where they stand in the company. And if they don't get picked early, it can be disappointing. This year, Cesaro was picked in the 6th round, and he wasn't happy about it. Usually, Cesaro keeps his feelings to himself, but in a backstage interview, he spoke his mind. He said that WWE focuses too much on their business side and not enough on the wrestlers. He also said he would rather work on SmackDown instead of Raw, which is where he was assigned. Cesaro's comments showed that he was frustrated with how things were going, and he wanted to be valued more as a wrestler. Number 7. Bret Hart. Bret the Hitman Hart is not known for being a great talker, but his passion and emotions make up for it. In 1997-1998, he had an intense feud with Shawn Michaels, and their hatred for each other was real. Bret was frustrated with Shawn's influence in the company and how he used his connections to get ahead. In a promo on Raw after the Royal Rumble, Bret expressed his anger, saying that everyone in WWE had wronged him, and he even quit the company. But little did he know, life was about to imitate art. Almost a year later, in Montreal, WWE would famously screw Bret out of the world title on live TV, and he would leave the company in a very public and embarrassing way. Bret's promo showed his genuine emotions and foreshadowed the dramatic events that would unfold. Number 6. AJ Lee. In 2013, the women's wrestling division in WWE was not as strong as it is today. Most of the female wrestlers, including the Bellas, were not yet skilled athletes. AJ Lee was one of the few talented women's wrestlers at the time, and she was frustrated with the lack of dedication and passion from her colleagues. In a fiery promo, AJ criticized the women's locker room, calling them worthless excuses for women, and accusing them of only wanting to be famous, not truly loving wrestling. Her harsh words were uncomfortable to hear, but they had a hint of truth. Fortunately, things started to change soon after, and today's women's division is full of talented and respected wrestlers who can hold their own in the ring. Number 5. Matt Hardy. In 2005, a real-life situation between Matt Hardy, Lita, and Edge was turned into a WWE storyline. Matt and Lita were dating, but she cheated on him with Edge, and WWE decided to play out their love triangle in front of the audience. The whole situation was awkward and uncomfortable, especially since it was based on real events. In one moment, Matt Hardy called the WWE show "Bite This" to confront Lita. and the conversation was a mix of scripted lines and real emotions. It was pretty hard to tell what was part of the storyline and what was genuine hurt and anger. The situation was strange and uncomfortable, but it made for an interesting and dramatic storyline. Number 4. Jim Cornette. In 1997, during the Attitude Era, WWE gave Jim Cornette, a booker and manager, the freedom to say whatever he wanted in a series of pre-recorded promos. And Cornette took advantage of this and spoke his mind, criticizing everyone from wrestlers in other companies to those in his own company. In one promo, he shared his personal frustrations, saying the WWE stinks and calling two popular wrestlers, Shawn Michaels and Triple H, mullet heads. He also compared moving from Tennessee to Connecticut to work for WWE to trading a relaxing vacation for a hospital bed, which was a pretty harsh criticism. Cornette's words were blunt and honest, showing that he wasn't afraid to speak his mind, even if it meant ruffling some feathers. Number 3. Chris Jericho. In 2012, Chris Jericho and CM Punk were building up to a big championship match. Jericho wanted to get under Punk's skin, so he brought up some very personal topics. Punk's family struggles. He mentioned Punk's father's alcoholism and his sister's drug addiction, and even tried to tempt Punk to drink. This made many fans uncomfortable, but it was all part of the storyline. Punk was aware of the plan, and it added to the intensity of their feud. The good news is that the storyline had a positive ending. When Punk won their intense street fight at Extreme Rules, his sister was in the front row, cheering him on. Number 2. Shawn Michaels. In 1997, Shawn Michaels made a surprising comment on live TV that many casual fans might have missed. He suggested that Bret Hart was having an affair with a WWE valet named Sonny, which was a personal attack on Bret's marriage. This was a sensitive topic, as Bret was already dealing with the challenges of maintaining a marriage while traveling on the road. The comment added to the tension between Shawn and Bret, making the rivalry even more intense. The feud between them would last for many years until Bret finally returned to WWE in 2002 and they were able to put their differences aside and shake hands. Shawn's comment was a significant moment in their rivalry, and it showed how personal and intense their feud had become. And number 1. CM Punk. CM Punk, a professional wrestler, went on a live TV rant in 2011 expressing the frustrations of longtime fans with the WWE. And he spoke his mind about various issues, such as John Cena getting too much attention and favoritism, talented wrestlers being fired or mistreated, the company's hypocrisy and bullying, the unfair advantage given to Triple H, the boss' son-in-law, the aging owner Vince McMahon clinging to power, and at this point, the WWE cut off his microphone, but the crowd loved his honesty and boldness. This made CM Punk a hero to many fans, who saw him as someone who spoke the truth rather than repeating the company's scripted lines. He became a rebellious icon, known for challenging the status quo. However, in 2014, CM Punk surprisingly left the WWE, and months later, the company officially fired him, on his wedding day. And thus, we've counted down the top 10 wrestlers whose real promos were too shocking to be aired on WWE. From raw and unfiltered rants to personal attacks that crossed the line. And remember, the world of professional wrestling is full of drama, controversy, and excitement, and sometimes the most explosive moments are the ones that don't make it to TV. Thank you for watching. Be sure to hit that share button, subscribe for more content, and let us know in the comments which wrestler's promo shocked you the most.